our Lord's Nirvana and Bombay. Nirvana and Bombay. We can visualize our Master's experience, how he glimpses, experiences Nirvana, and ultimately he compares the scenario, the top scenery, the top description of Mumbai in his own language. So here we are going to have a brief discussion and a very delightful experience, one splendorous experience, Nirvana and Bombay. Now itself it is Mumbai, but then it was Bombay. So we have read one sonnet by Sri Aurobindo. It is on Nirvana. So many sonnets we have read, analyzed, visualized, explained, experienced also in our regular day-to-day study habits. Here it is a very nice experience on Nirvana. So how Sri Aurobindo describes this Nirvana in his glimpse, how he describes. In the latter part of his experience, we can go for this Bombay experience. How he visualizes, glimpses Bombay, what is his experience. That's what we want to put it in our small scale and a very brief discussion here. When his Nirvana experience is concerned, down the memory lane we have to go back into Lele's suggestion, advice. Long back. Still in the course here in his own language, for 3 days, he stayed alone with Lele, Vishnu Bhaskar Lele. For 3 days, for 3 days he stayed with Lele in a small room because he was not there for making any picnic or excursion or any visit. His purpose was completely different. Then Guru Lele. In a small room, he stayed there approximately for 3 days. And what happened within these 3 days? Because they are not going to spend their time simply because they have to spend means they are coming to spend. No. Everything is having a purpose. Simply our Lord simply left the option of joining, ICS. Because there was a purpose. Outwardly and superficially we can claim, we can quote. He has done this and that, he did not go for this horse riding test and all. But it is not the thing. Because when avatars come, really they know what is their mission, what is their vision. They know their purpose, they know their objective, they know how to go and how to check out their plan, how to fulfill their purpose. They know everything, they are well aware. Don't think that they are actually layman or lazy, something like us. No, impossible. So for these 3 days when he stayed in a small room with Lele, he heard the purpose, therefore he went. And Lele had the advice for our Lord. Sit down, Lele told him. Look, and you will see that your thoughts come into you from outside. You sit down, Lele told him, sit down and look. Sit down, not only you are not coming to simply enjoy, to have a gossip with me. And you just imagine, you look and you will see that how your thoughts are coming from outside. Before they enter, think they back. Thoughts are there, they are coming from outside, entering, rushing inside. And once they rush, they will make so many troubles, so many confusions before you. So before they are entering inside you, try to fling them back, fling them out, not necessary. So how you want to overcome? You have to struggle, you have to fight. Some visible foes are there, you are going to fight with your sword and gun. But they are invisible. They are coming at every moment, every moment. They are coming and confusing you. So you have to battle, you have to combat. But with what? You never pay attention. Bring them back. Try to drive them out. That is the reason. That is the explanation. And this experience has been narrated by our Lord Sri Aurobindo very dramatically, very interestingly. I heard because what is the reason? What is the advice? Sit down, look into you, feel. Thoughts are coming from outside and they are disturbing you. Before they are coming and disturbing you, just bring them out. That was the advice of Guru Lele. Then what Sri Aurobindo writes? I had never been heard before of thoughts coming visibly into the mind from outside. Thoughts, we know it is created by our surface mind, reasoning mind, rational mind. It is their phenomenon. But the thing is that Sri Aurobindo quotes, they are coming from outside. They are coming outside and visibly coming outside into the mind from outside. But I did not think either of the questioning of truth and or their possibility. Never. I did not have that plan. I did not check them out. No questioning. I did not think either of the questioning the truth or the possibility. I simply sat down. I sat down and did it. Did it means I have to fling them out. I am able to identify, to judge. These are coming from outside. It is coming outside from outside, and it is being allowed by our mind. So he sat there, sat down and did it. Did it means tried to fling them out. In a moment when everything was flung, nothing was allowed to enter in, they were there was absolutely no confusion, they did not come to disturb him. Then what happened? My mind became silent as a windless air. Air, what is the difference between air and wind? With respect to velocity. Now you can find some air is there around you inside your room, but whenever there is a storm, you can find there is the velocity. With respect to velocity that is coming, air is becoming wind with respect to velocity. Velocity is added there. But here itself, when there was no possibility, truth, I did not know. Simply I sat down and flung them. Did it means flung them out. In a moment, my mind became silent as a windless air on a high mountain summit. There itself became a mindless air. Then I saw one thought, then another. There itself. I thought one thought, I saw one thought. It is accompanied by another is coming in concrete way from outside. I flung them away. One after another they are trying to rush in. I could be able to rush. My mind became a silent. Windless means windless air. I could be able to visualize them. Then I flung them away. Then what a concrete way from outside they are coming. I flung them away before they could enter. And in 3 days I was free. Just imagine 3 decades, 3 births, everything is gone. We are not able to do it. But actually He is the Lord. He knows His mission. He knows His vision. He knows what really He represents. So within 3 days chapter is closed. I was free. My mind became full of the eternal silence. Eternality was there, it is there, and it will be there. Eternal silence, full of eternal silence. It is still there. My mind became full of eternal silence. It is still there. There followed, he says, a series of tremendously powerful experiences when the wrong things are being flung away. So naturally, to fill up this empty space, good things definitely they will follow. Tremendously powerful experiences, a series of tremendously powerful experiences rushed down. They made me see with the stupendous intensity. The world as a cinematographic play of vacant forms. Things is actually this reel is rolling on. Then what happened? I could not be able to visualize. Thoughts are coming from outside. They are rushing inside me and they are disturbing me, confusing me. But here what are the experiences are coming with stupendous intensity. The world I could be able to find, I could be able to see, visualize. Cinematographic play of a vacant forms in the impersonal universality of the absolute Brahman. Vacant forms in the impersonal universality. Vacant form of the absolute Brahma. Because these people were, if you wish to install there the living presence, keep the temple clean. If the the temple is packed, then where is truly the place for the God? So when all these confusing thoughts, reasoning thoughts, they were coming from outside and occupying the space. And when these were flung apart, When everything, the shrine was found empty, then this great experience, they lost each other, lost and actually occupied this vacant place. I was in touch. I couldn't be able to impersonal personality of the absolute Brahmin. I could be able to saw. What is brought was an inexpressible peace. What is brought? What happened? Because these are coming. This experience, Brahman's of experience is coming. So with that, what is the change? That's what's here in the course before you. What is the change? भाई क्या चेंज किया हुआ? श्री अरविंदो बोलते हैं स्पीकिंग. What happened? What is brought was an inexpressible peace, a stupendous silence, an infinite of religion and freedom. These thoughts were actually, they were standing on the way, opposing, devouring, fighting, revolting, confusing. But thing is that instead when they were flung out, when everything was silent, and where there is the, so you can find the experience of the absolute Brahma, then what happened? Inexpressible peace, stupendous silence, infinite of religion and freedom. Then what happens? This experience is simultaneously coordinated with the experience what experienced by our Lord in Bombay, not Mumbai, then it was Bombay. It was the condition of the intense experience of the silent Brahma consciousness. Intense experience of the silent Brahman consciousness. A few days later, with this Nirvanic experience, with this absolute experience, freedom, release, silence, peace. Few days later, Sri Aurobindo went to Bombay. Sri Aurobindo went to Bombay. From the balcony of a friend's house, Sri Aurobindo was glimpsing the beauty of the great sea. Now itself you are acquainted with this Marina Drive and all. From the balcony of a friend's house, he saw the myriad activities of the city. From a balcony of the friend's house, he could be able to glimpse, to visualize the myriad activities of the sea. That has been very splendidly, clearly described by the Lord. Of the Bombay, scenario of city of Bombay, through the friend's house, from the friend's balcony, nearing the sea. The myriad activities of the sea, he could be able to visualize. Second, the whole busy movement, Bombay. Third, as a picture in a cinema show, cinematography, the reels are moving on, cinema of show, all unreal and shadowy. Unreal and shadowy, everything he could be able, the picture in a cinema show, the whole busy movement, myriad activities of the city. Unreal and shadowy, everything was visualized, glimpsed and observed by the Lord from the friend's balcony situated nearing to the sea. He describes the beautifully in his Sunday. All this description of Bombay that has been fantastically expressed and described in the sonnet Nirvana. For indeed, this was the experience of Nirvana. This was the experience of Nirvana. What's your experience there? What is that? The city, Bombay. The city, a shadow picture without tone. And super extraordinary description. The city, a shadow of picture without tone. Floats, quivers, unreal forms without relief. Flow, a cinema's vacant shapes. Just imagine how thrilling experience. You can be able to quiver. This is Sri Aurobindo's writings, you can be able to understand. Just try to read. Understanding will come later. That doesn't matter. I will try to quote the description again. The city, a shadow picture without a tone. Floats, quivers, unreal. Forms without relief. Flow, a cinema's vacant shapes. Just imagine how this scenario, these thoughts were coming, overcrowding, and they were confusing you. And once these were flung apart, thrown away, just imagine that the experience is absolute Brahman experience is coming. There self you can find the things which is actually pleasureful. Something like your inexpressible peace, stupendous silence, infinite of religion and freedom. With that, he describes the beautiful picture, beautiful scenario of this busy city, Bombay. And finally, he finds this Nirvana experience. It has brought a tremendous relief and latter. It was a very big, helpful thing in his way of sadhana. Nice description. I think we have to stop here. Vande Mataram.